Time is merely a measure of events, a distance between past and present, and a resource we all share.
It was kind of scary.
Until it runs out.
Take it 15 minutes by 15 minutes.
Are you lucky to be alive?
Definitely.
Tracy Gerber's time was nearly taken away back on October 14th. Near the place she and her husband play Monopoly,
Can you make me a car?
an internal struggle
Or a battleship?
for survival played out.
My husband Jeff had called. He said, I'm on the floor.
What are you doing there?
And I said, I don't know what I'm doing on the floor.
And she was talking a little off. I'm like, are you drunk?
And I said, I wish I was drunk, then I'd have a reason to be on the floor.
And she had no perception anything was wrong with her.
Her husband Jeff came home to find his once healthy wife immobilized on the carpet.
She's moving one leg and not the other. I'm like, you're not okay.
My husband had called 911.
Hours passed between the time Gerber was on the floor and the moment she arrived at Waukesha Memorial Hospital.
Was abruptly terminated right there.
Tests and images revealed Tracy was having a stroke. A blood clot was choking off the oxygen to her brain,
Yeah,
threatening her very life.
it was definitely some of the worst news you ever received.
You could probably not walk again.
Tracy was only 35.
They tell me it's pretty rare.
Time is the essence.
Time loss is brain loss.
The clock began to dictate what could and couldn't be done to reverse her partial paralysis and save her life.
Where it should be coming out here. And
Doctors like Robert Lesniak couldn't use special drugs to restore the blood flow to Tracy's brain. Medication would be too risky because too much time passed. But for a special procedure similar to this one, time was on her side.
given her young age, that was a major contributing factor that made it easier to navigate through the blood vessels we needed to.
Lesniak performed an intra-arterial thrombectomy. That's a process where a small tube about the width of a dime is threaded from the patient's hip to the brain.
We start passing our smaller tube up.
There, the device can directly suction the clot out. The risks were many, the guarantees were few.
Because she deserved that chance to try and live a normal life.
To feel normal again.
Tracy became the youngest patient at the hospital to undergo the procedure to remove a blockage slightly larger than the head of a pin.
I just remember waking up in my room in the ICU.
From there, the quality of the rest of Tracy's life would be measured moment by moment.
Every 15 minutes they would check to see if I could hold my hand.
They'd hold it up and it'd drop.
Minutes turned to hours, hours turned to days, and on day 2, Tracy turned the corner.
The first moment I walked, that was pretty.
Partial paralysis became part of her past.
That was pretty cool.
She jumped out of bed with a big smile on her face and came walking over and gave me a hug, and it was one of the more gratifying moments in my career.
Did I just pay you that money?
Thanks in part to a procedure, a woman whose well-being once hinged on minutes can enjoy many more moments, a patient given more quality time to spend with others. The combination of wind and lake effect snow
Wow.
left parts of Sheboygan buried.
Seemed pretty high up here.
So begins the painful plowing. Cue the guy who says that's just the weather in Wisconsin. But in this case, it's just the weather off of Wisconsin Avenue, turning the pavement into an off-road rally course.
My husband tried to take out the car. He ended up like sliding all the way down.
It's one of a handful of side streets creating problems for people like Viviana Rosero.
Overwhelming.
It was horrible.
But the concern for cars didn't stop there.
I heard there was some even sheriffs that had to ride in plow trucks because they were getting stuck themselves.
We'd like to tell you how many tow runs Jamie Knoll of Brett's Towing went on.
Honestly, I've lost count.
But like a blizzard,
This is the worst I've seen it in a long time.
it all blurs together. Deputies and police estimate they assisted about 120 motorists during the storm, some abandoning their cars because of the conditions, and you know it's bad when a tow operator
Yeah, I got stuck.
needs a tow.
I got stuck in over by the county airport.
It was a big surprise. We weren't expecting all of this.
But back on Wisconsin Avenue, the somehow soothing sounds of a plow makes its way through the neighborhood, a street reclaimed. But for how long?
Yeah, so it brought a smile to my face to see it, finally.
Something is wrong.
A man who called this place home hasn't been there for about a week. Near the intersection of 52nd and Custer, his image rests on trees.
We did the flyers, we went door to door.
22-year-old Yvonne Young disappeared January 1st.
My fear is that
The following day, he was supposed to see his mother. But Annette Perry says her son never made the visit. Hope, and at times, terrible thoughts stop by instead.
my fear is that my baby won't come home.
Perry says she called her son last Tuesday night around 10:30. The last words spoken to him were, "I love you." Young's roommate heard a car pull up outside their home and saw Young leave around 10:45. The 22-year-old left his jacket behind, suggesting he wouldn't be gone long. He hasn't shown up for work. No one has been able to reach him since.
So I started calling back, and it was going straight to voicemail.
Online, Young is easy to find. On YouTube, the rapper goes by the name Young LT. His mother says he's never run away before and has no known enemies, though his music could draw scorn or jealousy from others.
He's an up-and-coming artist, so there's always people that talk mess here and there.
But the family is hoping someone is interested in talking about where Young is, offering this plea.
Please call me. Please call the police station. The numbers are on the flyers. Hit us on Facebook. We've got all type of ways for them to contact us.
The Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, or MIAD, rests in the 3rd Ward. But the paper and the hands of students never rest for long. Between a dust storm of chalk and charcoal,
like a cool color, like maybe a light, maybe it's white, but it feels blue.
Students develop their eyes.
And each side is distinct too.
Their ability to see and visually express bold and brilliant detail.
Which way do they move?
I was like that.
But the story behind these eyes is unique.
Because I already did photo, so I didn't want to do it again. So I'm drawing right now.
Fadwa Abalohud has a future in design.
I've always had a passion for art ever since I was little.
But her journey through art and education is a path students like her rarely travel.
Which was very unconventional, especially in my community.
Far from the often colorful art culture, you'll see Fadwa's muted modesty in her mosque. She chants in Arabic and prays for the second of 5 times per day.
Bow down.
The act brings her closer to God and demonstrates respect and humility, 2 principles of Islam and part of the reason she and other women wear headscarves.
To basically emphasize modesty. It's not only the scarf, it's the way I act around people, it's the way, I look at people.
Start from the middle.
But that foundation of humility and creativity nearly clashed.
Okay, that's the pose.
Because of a foundational class for artists.
How does the world around him push on him?
Figure drawing is the study of the human form.
That area on the left of his back.
The basis of portraiture and medical illustration, traditionally using nude models.
But I knew in my heart that it wasn't like something that I should be taking. It's not allowed mainly because I cover myself.
Got about a minute left.
If I'm supposed to cover my body, why am I looking at an uncovered body?
2 longer poses till the end of class.
I was just hopeful that it would be resolved.
It's always, I think, how do we do it? How do we make it work?
Stacy Steinberg of MIAD said it wasn't long before the school made changes to Fadwa's requirements, adding they make accommodations for students every semester, but religious compromises are a rarity.
Your value system should not be a part of the education that you receive or that you're prevented from receiving.
While the school says there was never any conflict, Fadwa has friends who aren't as fortunate.
We can't say the same for other schools. I know other people that wanted to go through with their art program and completely dropped it because they felt like they couldn't ask, or they just felt like they couldn't take it at all, and there was no workaround.
It was really hard to hear from her that she hasn't, that her friends have not felt the same support.
Fadwa received a scholarship to attend MIAD, and on the day we visited,
Happy birthday to you.
She also received a song.
Happy birthday, dear Fadwa. Happy birthday to you.
Turns out a student and a school crafted a design for tolerance.
I never felt like discriminated against. I always felt really comfortable in my classes.
It certainly makes us feel good that she's felt that here.
A sketch about understanding they hope others will copy.
We don't really focus on judging like who the person is, but what they create.
Jeremy Ross,
You have to tell your photographer.
Fox 6 News. Lining the lakeshore, they approach.
Ring, ring!
And if Mobile Mayhem
Lots of noise, bells.
has a sound
Ring, ring! Follow me!
and a showcase,
Oh, here they come.
this is what you might hear.
Okay, dudes, you guys want to start off this day with an awesome rap?
Hundreds of riders assemble to have fun, promote biking, and prepare for a parade.
Number 1 on the charts, got a star that's on the fat.
Beads. You need beads.
But in this celebration of bicycling, beer, and
Bling bling.
there are style points.
Free beads and costumes.
And there is Sam, the cycling seamstress.
All right, how short do you want it? Another Sam cut right there. Woo-hoo!
She enforces a kind of dress code.
The purse looks beautiful with that outfit.
What that code isn't entirely clear.
In some country, that may be fashion.
A lot of interesting costumes out and about. I think the chicken is probably the best one I've seen so far. I saw a lady with a little sombrero on top of her helmet.
Buenos dias.
But it's the pedaling pedigree of one machine turning heads. What? If only Dan Drakey can get it to turn its wheels.
The drivetrain and everything's a bit wonky on it.
It is a Frankenbike fusion of frames, sanded, bonded, built with a reclining seat, 2 front wheels, and 1 rear tire. A design challenging convention and gravity. After about 20 hours of work, it is ready to ride and called
the Daydream Machine, because you're kind of angled up into the sky.
Sounds like a very pleasant ride.
That is, if its pilot, Evan Pack, can make it to the end of the parade.
Turning's a little problem.
Some serious ingenuity in their engineering on that one.
A sober driver steers this half-man, half-machine bar on wheels. It travels up to 6 miles an hour and pours
41 pints.
I like that. It's impressive.
There was beer involved in the production of the machine.
I guess it's a celebration of bicycling and beer.
A little bit of exercise and a little bit of beer.
A spectacle of spokes and biking folks.
So events like this get more people out.
Ring, ring!
Massive mechanized mischief hoping to recruit more riders.
Ring, ring!
A lot of entertainment.
A parade promoting more pedaling. Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News.